And thank you for inviting me here today. It's such an honor. Really appreciate it. My name is Gary Cunningham. I'm the president and CEO of Prosperity Now, a national nonprofit that creates, identifies, tests, and scales new and existing solutions that address the root causes of the racial economic injustice in America. I came to Prosperity Now after serving as the president and CEO of a community development financial institution and minority business development agency in Minnesota. Therefore, I have experience working hands-on to help entrepreneurs of color succeed. I'd like to start today by just setting the stage. According to the data from the U.S. Senate's Committee on Small Business and Entrepreneurs, over the last 10 years, minority businesses accounted for more than 50% of all new business starts in the United States and created more than 4.7 million jobs. There are more than 4 million minority-owned businesses in the United States with annual sales of close to $7 billion. That's a sizable footprint. Ensuring their financial health as employers and economic contributors, therefore, is critical. It is critical that we develop specific approaches to help minority businesses grow and scale. This will require targeted programs designed to serve those that have historically been left out. For instance, the Paycheck Protection Program, a universal program with outstanding goals, did not reach all businesses equally. Many minority business owners were left out of the process because the universal program wasn't targeted to their specific needs. For example, many minority-owned businesses do not have relationships with commercial banks and other mainstream financial institutions. We are losing economic productivity and trillions of dollars in GDP when we do not fortify the support for a strong ecosystem of minority business enterprises. In fact, Black-owned businesses were the fastest growing business segment in the country before COVID-19 hit. Between February and May of last year, however, a whopping 41% of Black-owned businesses shuttered. The impact of COVID on minority business is dire and threatens to undo the growth we've seen in the last decade. I must be clear. I am not here to argue for handouts. I'm here to argue that targeted strategic investments to minority businesses will yield significant returns in the form of increased home ownership, jobs, and tax revenue. From my experience in working with minority entrepreneurs, access to technical assistance is the secret sauce of success. Trusted guidance in the form of technical assistance is needed to grow and scale these businesses. Many need investments in infrastructures, simple things like bookkeeping and accounting support, or help filling out a loan application. The current system with MBDA and SBA is needed, but we need more. We need to increase the level of technical support and assistance and capital going to minority businesses. Despite all these barriers, entrepreneurs of color are making a difference in this country. They're at the forefront of closing the racial wealth gap. We are facing a moment of true reckoning. There's so much at stake at this moment. Giving minority businesses the tools to survive can result in stronger employment and economic outcomes, a healthier trajectory for communities across the country, and a chance to truly close the growing racial wealth gap. Closing this racial wealth gap, is not just a moral argument. It is vital to establishing a sound economic future for this country, and it could increase GDP by over $1 trillion to $1.5 trillion over the next decade. Thank you for having me and giving me the opportunity to speak today. I look forward to your questions. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.